What is going on, guys? My name is Lextasy. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be doing a really quick video on my wife's 1000 horsepower Dodge Durango Hellcat with about 20,000 miles, and the rear brakes are pretty much gone. I had no idea until I heard them squeaking. I thought it was the front ones. Front ones are, turns out, still fine. It's the rear ones that need to be replaced. So rotors look good, it's just the brake pads themselves. So we are going to be doing a quick video on how to do it. Shouldn't take long. Now, before we start this video, like I said, guys, I do want to show you which brakes I am using. And again, this Durango lives at the drag strip, so we're always drag racing with it, we're always towing with it, our race cars and stuff like that. So you want to make sure you put the right brakes on this thing. So we are using the Power Stop Performance for Life Z28's 1053B. Supposedly I heard really good things about them, so they should be really good. And I like the fact that they actually have a break-in period that you have to go through in order to make sure that the pads heat up correctly, because believe it or not, they do have to go through a heating cycle and stage to make sure that they wear in correctly and you don't damage your rotors doing it. So this is a 2021 Durango Hellcat, so if you're doing it on the SRT, any of the Durangos honestly should be about the same, as long as it's got the Brembos or the performance brakes on the rear. I don't know what it's like on the stock ones, but just figured I'd show you guys how to do this. So first things first, you want to make sure you jack it up on the right side. So there is actually an arrow underneath that shows you where to jack up the Durango. So you see this arrow right here, right there, it's pointing down. There's a little block literally, so that thing right there is what you put the jack under and then jack it up. Of course, take your wheel off like I did on here. We do have some real nice variant 20-inch wheels, so whenever you take it off, this is what you're gonna see. Our rotors with 20,000 miles still look good. They do have a little bit of a lip on it, so we don't need to resurface them yet or replace them, of course, too early for that. Caliper itself, so make sure your parking brake is released, guys. As you can tell, there's two little pins right here that you're literally just going to push out. So what you do is literally you're going to take a hammer with a, you can do a flathead screwdriver, that's what I'm doing, and you're going to beat this thing out and you'll just see it slide out. Same at the bottom one there. Then this metal clip right here is what's holding the brake pad in its place. And of course the new kit comes with all the hardware and new pins as well for that, so that's not bad. I think these were literally less than $100, but you can tell how thick these brakes are, so we definitely have a lot of life on it. And you do have the grease as well that you will need. So everything that you will need is here, so you don't have to reuse the pins as well, which I'm kind of happy about. It's all the way through there. There it goes. Putting it in is going to be the interesting part. Wow, that sucker snaps right out. Yeah, as you can tell, we have a lot of brake dust in here, guys. A lot. So let's take this lower pin out as well. Should have a lot less stress on it. Look at that, just popped right out. Okay, so there's both the old pins. We should be able to slowly wiggle them out. And yeah, I mean, we still have a little bit of life left, but you can tell it's pretty much almost touching here. So that's as thin as I want to take them through, and these are Brembo pads. A little bit of life left here, but you can tell it's getting to the wear mark, so it's almost out. Then you go into the not so good stuff, so it's best to replace them just to play it safe. So you do want to push these pistons back in, of course, just super easy. Once you do that, you'll be able to slide the new pads in there, no problem. Just going to kind of use both screwdrivers to slide this bad boy out of here. Same thing on this one. We're getting close. It does have some life left in it, and it is squeaking, so I just want to go ahead and replace it. I don't like running on low brake pads, but had a little bit of life left on it still, honestly. All right, so once you start putting the brake pads in, of course, we do have our brand new spanking very thick brake pads, tons of life left on them. You do want to apply that brake grease on the tops of this, because through how many man, we put the sucker through a lot, towing and stuff, so they do heat up quite a bit. So you want to make sure that everything's lubricated and doesn't like over time with the heat cycles and stuff, just ends up pretty much locking up the brakes, and then it's near impossible to get them out later on. So once you apply a little bit of grease to the top of every brake pad, slide it in there. That will help it to adjust as well, right about there. Do same thing to the other one as well. Sorry guys, I know it's a little hard to see. Lubricate it as much as possible, so as you can tell, it looks good there. Make sure you don't overuse it and you have nothing left for the other side. Oh, because you're going to need it there as well. Go ahead and slide these brakes in. What I love about these brake pads is it's got this little clip here. So that is what's going to be making that noise whenever it gets down to the minimum level. So that's the screeching that you hear all the time whenever brakes are almost out. So it's a good little warning sign to like, hey buddy, you might want to start replacing them, man, because if you don't, you're going to have problems later, and then you're going to have to replace the rotor and everything else. So alrighty, so once you got the brake pads in there, let me refocus that for you guys. You're going to go ahead and take the new pins that came with everything, do the same thing, lubricate them a little bit. So you want to get them just be able to slide in and out real easily and no issues, since we will be, like I said, doing this brake job very soon again, obviously. But let's go ahead and put this through the hole there. Now you do want to get the new pin as well, make sure that it's on there correctly. It's kind of pushing it against like that, this way here, and just go ahead and slide it through the hole, through the pin, through the other one. And then this is the tough part. Well, this one slid right in, but you do want to, you're probably going to need to beat it in just a little bit, make sure that pin does not just fly out and you lose your brakes on the highway, you know what I'm saying? Pin number 2 is going in. Everything's lining up. There's that. Awesome. And we are in, boys. That should not be going anywhere. All right, so once you get the pin in, guys, make sure that you get this thing completely flush on the back sides. You can tell this pin is not flush yet because I haven't pushed it through. Now, the best way to do is if you can get a screwdriver out there or something and just kind of hold it in there and then use a hammer to push it in. Or if you're really decently good with the hammer, you can kind of do it without anything. You just really have to... There we go. Make sure that pin is all the way in there. That way it does not fly out on you in the middle of the road or something, and then you're going to come back and say, Lextasy told me that I was fine. Because I'm telling you right now, make sure that pin is in there completely in, just like that. And you can tell a lot of space here, so that is really good. It, of course, clearly you cannot just push it back out, so that's amazing. So we'll put the wheel back on this one, we'll move to the other side, and we'll do the other side, and then we'll take it on the road and do the break-in period real quick, guys. Let's roll. All right, so we got the brakes on, and the instructions say to do 5 consecutive 40 to 10 real quick deceleration. So we'll get up to 40 and then slow down to 10. So I feel like an idiot. Everybody's like, what is he doing, man? He's just slamming his brakes and then he's slowing down. There's too much traffic on these roads. I don't know where else to do it, but you got to do it pretty quickly, you know? Now you don't want them to cool off, so you want to do it pretty consistently. So we're going to slow down. There it is. And then right after that, they said to do 35 to 5. So I really got to figure out where I'm going to do that, because there's a lot of people driving here. So you want to get those brakes really hot. And then after we do the next round of 35 to 5 of really quick decelerations, just has to coast for about 5 minutes or so, just to get them to just kind of cool off, you know, and get through that heat cycle done and over with. So now let's do the 35 to 5 real quick. Get up to 35. Slam your brakes to 5. Back on it. God, I love the way the supercharger sounds, by the way. This thing is so good. Slam your brakes. Everything's flying around in here. I'm sorry, honey. I'm just trying to do the right thing here. Maybe I should have took some of the stuff out. God, I look like a complete idiot coming to a complete stop. I don't know where else to do it. I mean, you got to break him in correctly. And we should be good, guys. Now, you pretty much just cruise for the next 5 minutes or so, and you'll be all set. They should be able to go through the cycle, and then you should have really good brakes for, well, for us, hopefully longer than 20,000. I will give you an update next time we do a brake job. Hopefully it lasts for 30 or 40. That would be great, especially with how much we tow, around 7,000 pounds or so. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like and comment, subscribe. Of course, we do racing with all of our vehicles. So yes, you came here for the brake job. Hopefully you stay here for the races. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.